Endless childhood. Children often feel like time moves slowly because almost everything they experience is new. When the brain meets something new, it pays closer attention, gathers more information, and creates a detailed memory of the moment. A day filled with new memories feels longer because the brain has more events to store. This makes childhood seem full and stretched out, as if every week contains more life than the week before. During early years, children are constantly learning basic skills that shape their entire lives. They learn how to walk, talk, read, write, meet people, and understand rules. Each of these skills requires many small steps, and each step feels different. Because these experiences are so fresh and dense, the brain builds thick layers of memory. This creates the sense that time is moving slowly, since the brain measures time partly by how much it has to remember. Children also spend a large part of their time discovering the world. A simple walk outside can feel like a big event, because every tree, sound, or person is interesting and worth noticing. The brain reacts strongly to this steady flow of discovery. When each day contains a long chain of new sights and facts, the day feels bigger. This early way of experiencing time becomes the baseline for the rest of life. When we grow older, days begin to feel shorter, not because time has changed, but because the amount of new information our brain receives begins to change. Growing brain shapes time. A child's brain is developing at a very fast rate, and this growth affects how time feels. The brain builds new connections every day as it learns how to move, speak, think, and understand the world. These connections help the brain store more information from each moment. When the brain is working hard to learn many things at once, time seems to stretch because every minute is filled with activity and learning. During childhood, even simple actions require focus. Walking takes balance and control. Talking requires learning new sounds and words. Reading requires understanding symbols and turning them into meaning. Because these skills are new, the brain treats them as important events. When many important events happen close together, the brain builds many memories. A day with more memories feels longer because the brain has more to look back on. Children also experience emotions more strongly, and strong emotions help the brain mark memories clearly. Excitement, fear, surprise, and curiosity all signal to the brain that something matters. This creates sharp, colorful memories, and when a memory is detailed, it makes the time frame around it feel larger. As the brain grows, it becomes better at organizing what it learns. But in early life, the brain does not yet know what is routine and what is not, so it treats almost everything as new and worth paying attention to. This constant attention adds weight to each day. Because of this, childhood is remembered as a long, rich period filled with many experiences that help explain why time felt slower. The time shift. As people grow older, a single year becomes a smaller part of their total life, and this changes how long that year feels. When you are 5 years old, 1 year is 1/5 of your entire life, which makes it feel huge. But when you are 50 years old, 1 year is only 1/50th of your life. Because the year takes up a much smaller fraction, it feels shorter, even though it contains the same number of days. The brain does not measure time by the calendar alone. It compares the present to everything that came before. When you are young, you do not have many past years to compare with, so each new year seems big. As you age, you have many more years stored in memory, so 1 year feels small compared to the large stack behind it. This mental comparison makes time seem to speed up, even though the actual length of a year never changes. This shift is called the proportional perspective. It is a simple idea, but it has a powerful effect on how people feel time. The mind treats time like a percentage rather than a fixed amount. A year that once felt long now feels short because it is a smaller piece of your total life story. Children often feel like a school year lasts forever because it is such a large part of what they have lived so far. Adults who have gone through many school years experience the same amount of time as quick and routine. This change in perspective marks the start of the compressed sense of time that becomes stronger with age. Repetitive life. As people move into adulthood, daily life becomes more structured and predictable. Many adults follow similar schedules every day, such as waking up at the same time, going to work, doing chores, eating meals, and preparing for the next day. Because these activities repeat so often, the brain stops paying close attention to them. When the brain pays less attention, it creates fewer detailed memories, and fewer memories make time feel like it is passing more quickly. Repetition causes days to blend together. When yesterday looks almost the same as today, and today looks almost the same as tomorrow, the brain does not separate these days clearly. Instead, it compresses them into simple summaries. This makes a whole week or even a whole month feel short when you look back on it. During childhood, many days feel special or different, but adulthood often replaces this variety with responsibility and routine. There are fewer new experiences and fewer firsts, like the first day at school or the first time riding a bike. Without new events to mark time, the days feel smoother but also shorter. This blending of days is not caused by time changing, but by the brain adjusting to repeated patterns. When the brain decides something is familiar, it spends less energy noticing the details. This saves mental effort, but it also removes the richness that makes time feel full. Over the years, this routine trap becomes a major reason why adults feel that time moves faster and faster. The less we notice, the less time we feel. The vacation effect. The brain does not store every moment of life with the same level of detail. Instead, it saves more information when something feels new, surprising, or important. When days follow the same pattern, the brain stores fewer details because it recognizes the routine. This process is called memory compression. It means the brain squeezes many similar days into just a few memories, making long periods feel short when we look back on them. This is why weeks filled with routine can feel like they disappear quickly. If every morning looks the same and every evening feels predictable, the brain has little reason to create fresh memories. Without these markers, time seems to shrink. The vacation effect shows the opposite. When you go on a trip, almost everything is unfamiliar: the place, the food, the people, the weather, and the activities. Because each moment is new, the brain pays close attention and records many details. As a result, even a short vacation can feel long and full. Your mind remembers it as a large stretch of time because it contains many unique memories. This effect also explains why childhood feels long. Children experience the world almost like a constant vacation because so many things are new. Adults have fewer first-time experiences, so the brain compresses more of life into smaller memory packages. Understanding memory compression helps explain why time seems to speed up with age. The less novelty we experience, the fewer memories we create, and the shorter time feels when we recall it. The aging brain. As people grow older, the brain changes in ways that affect how time feels. One important change involves the brain's ability to create new connections, a feature called plasticity. When you are young, the brain forms new connections quickly because it is still learning how to understand the world. As you age, the brain becomes more stable and forms new connections more slowly. This shift reduces how strongly new events stand out, which can make time feel faster. Another key part of time perception involves brain chemicals, especially dopamine. Dopamine helps the brain pay attention, stay alert, and feel excited about new things. Children and teenagers often have higher and more active dopamine responses, which make everyday experiences feel vivid and memorable. As dopamine levels naturally decrease with age, fewer moments feel exciting or new. When the brain feels less stimulated, it records fewer details, and time seems to pass more quickly. The aging brain also becomes better at predicting what will happen next. Adults rely on patterns they already know. This reduces the amount of attention needed to understand daily events. While this makes life easier, it also means the brain spends less time noticing details. When fewer details are recorded, memories become shorter, and stretches of time feel smaller. Small changes in reaction, speed, and processing speed also play a role. When the brain processes information more slowly, fewer distinct moments are registered in the same amount of time. Because the brain measures time partly by how many events it processes, slower processing can make the days feel shorter. All these changes, lower plasticity, shifting dopamine levels, increased predictability, and slower processing, work together to make time feel like it speeds up as the brain ages. Inner timing. Inside the human body are several biological clocks that help measure time. One of these clocks helps track daily cycles, such as waking up, feeling alert, getting tired, and sleeping. Another helps measure short time spans, like how long a minute feels. These internal clocks rely on signals from the brain and body to keep time running smoothly. As people age, these clocks can change, which affects how fast or slow time seems to pass. A major factor is attention. When you focus closely on something, your sense of time slows down because you notice more details. When you are distracted or rushing, your sense of time speeds up because you notice fewer details. Younger people often pay strong attention to new experiences, while older people may pay less attention to daily events that feel familiar. Energy levels also influence time perception. Children often have high energy and curiosity, which helps them stay alert and aware of their surroundings. Adults may feel more tired or busy, which leads to less focus on the present moment. When the mind is not fully alert, it forms fewer memories, making time feel shorter. Biological rhythms can also shift with age. Sleep patterns change, hormone levels change, and the brain's timing circuits can become less precise. When these natural rhythms drift, they can alter how long minutes, hours, or days seem to last. These inner timing systems work quietly in the background, guiding how we move through the day. When they change, the world can seem faster even though the clock on the wall stays the same. By understanding these biological clocks, we can better understand why time seems to accelerate as we grow older. Slow down time. Even though time feels like it speeds up as people grow older, there are clear ways to slow down the experience of passing time. One effective method is adding more novelty to daily life. When you try a new hobby, visit a new place, or learn a new skill, the brain pays more attention and creates richer memories. These memories stretch your sense of time, making days feel fuller and longer. Mindfulness also helps slow the feeling of time. Mindfulness means paying attention to the present moment without letting your mind wander. When you notice small details, like sounds, textures, and movements, your brain records more information. This added detail makes moments feel larger and more meaningful. Breaking routines can also expand your sense of time. Even small changes, like taking a different route to school or work, eating a new type of food, or rearranging your living space, can refresh your attention. These changes tell your brain that something is different and worth remembering. Planning meaningful experiences throughout the year helps too. When you spread special events, trips, or personal goals across the seasons, your brain gains more markers to remember. These markers prevent large chunks of the year from blending together. Your perception of time is not fixed. By creating more memorable moments, paying closer attention, and inviting more novelty into life, you can make days feel slower and richer, almost like childhood again. And just when you think you understand how your mind plays with time, your body has even stranger tricks waiting. To see how your body glitches in ways you may never have noticed, watch the next video. Every strange body glitch, explained in detail.